friends, today we're going to go over a couple new concepts with grammar. The first one is about action verbs. Up top it says, an action verb tells what someone or something is doing. So remember, a noun was a person, a place, or a thing. But a verb is something you can do. To find an action verb, ask, what is the person or thing in this sentence doing? So first you kind of have to think about nouns. Think about that person, place, or thing. Really just a person or a thing. And think about, what is that person or thing doing? What is the noun in my sentence doing? So the noun here is rain falls from the sky. What is rain doing? It falls. That is my action verb. Sarah watches the clouds. Sarah is my noun. She's the person in the sentence. What is she doing? She watches. That is my action verb. So down below, you're going to circle the action verb in each sentence and write it on the line. So really think about those directions. I have to do two things. Number one, circle the action verb. Number two, write it on the line. So we're going to do the first one together, and then I will read you the rest of the sentences so you can do them on your own. I toss a ball in the air. We're talking about I. That's my noun. What am I doing? I toss a ball in the air. Okay? So now I'm going to read the rest of them to you, and you are going to think, what is the verb? What is my person or thing doing in each sentence? Number two, gravity pulls the ball down. So what I want you to do after I read each sentence is pause it and do it. Gravity pulls the ball down. So pause the video, circle your action verb, and write it on the line. Number three, Jessica spills pins on the floor. So again, pause it, circle your action verb, write it on the line. Number four, a magnet lifts up the pins. Pause, circle your action verb, and write it on the line. Number five, Chad steps onto a scale. Pause. I want you to circle your action verb and write your action verb on the line. Last one, number six. The dial points to his weight. So circle your action verb and write it on the line. When you are done with this side, make sure you're all finished. And on the other side, we're looking at abbreviations. An abbreviation is a shortened form of a word. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. Street names are often abbreviated. So when I write my address, instead of writing out street, I can just write ST period. And like they said, capital. Instead of writing out the whole word of avenue, I can just write AVE for avenue, capital A and a period. Instead of writing out drive, I do DR period. Instead of writing out road, I can do RD period. So it's just a shortened way to quickly write a word. The abbreviation of a title before a name begins with a capital letter and ends with a period. First and last names are proper nouns and begin with capital letters. So when you're talking about a person, you can abbreviate their title that comes before their name. Like, my name is Rachel Eckert. You all call me Mrs. Eckert. So that Mrs. is my title. It means I am a female and I am married. So you capitalize that Mrs. and you can write MRS period instead of writing out the whole word Mrs. Same with Miss. That's referring to a woman, and it's a woman who is not married. So you say Miss, capital M, then an S, period. You can also do Mr. They didn't include that one. You could do Mr. period. That's about a man, and it doesn't really refer to being married or not married. Any man can be Mr. So instead of writing out the full word Mr., you could do MR period. And then if you have a doctor, you can write DR, same as drive, but this is before a name and not with an address. So you could say Dr. Allen, so capital DR period for doctor. What you're going to do below is you're going to use these up here. So these are all your, kind of like your answers. They have up top for you, so you remember how to abbreviate certain titles and parts of street names. The directions. Write each name and abbreviation correctly. So it's not just about writing the abbreviation, it's about making sure you capitalize some proper nouns here, because these titles come before somebody's name. So if I'm doing Mr. Mark Adams, I have to capitalize the M in Mr. because my titles are always capitalized. I have to make sure I add that period. Mark Adams is a proper noun. That is his name. Mr. Mark Adams. So same with number 2. Everything should be capitalized. Dr. Jerry Gordon. I want you to make sure you capitalize the D, put your period after the abbreviation for doctor, capitalize Jerry, and capitalize the G in Gordon. I'm going to read the rest of these, and you are going to write them in yourself. So make sure number 2 is written in. Don't keep playing the video until you have number 2. If you have number 2 written, we're going to go on to number 3, Miss Amy Smith. So think about what needs capitalized and where your period goes. Okay, Mrs. Mary Jones. You notice they put the period in this one for you. So make sure when you write your answer, you keep that period where it belongs. And B, you're writing addresses using the abbreviation. So number 5, it says 245 Flame Street. So I have to capitalize the 245. I have to write Flame, that's the street name, no abbreviations, but I do capitalize because it's an address. And then street, that's what I can abbreviate, capital S, T, period. Okay, that's how it should look. And if you forget how to capitalize any of these, remember, they are right here for you. It tells you street looks like this, avenue looks like this, drive looks like this, road looks like this. So that's kind of your little cheat sheet up above. I'm going to read the rest of these. You are going to write in your abbreviations. Number 6, 563 Local Avenue. Make sure you pause it. Write your answer on the line before we move on to number 7. Number 7, 749 Wilson Drive. Make sure you pause, get that written in before we move on. Number 8, 322 Valley Road. Okay. Make sure all your answers are written down. Make sure you check your work, check both sides. Be sure your name is on it and go ahead and turn it in.